let me add on to that. When people get married, let's just say if what they've shown, and I could be incorrect, and I'm sure also probably correct me if I'm wrong. When let's just say they're college mates, those marriages seem to last longer than people who just had no background together, right? Just met each other and possibly not even on similar paths. Okay. Yeah. And there again, I think it has a lot to do with compatibility. Again, what you want in your 20s may not necessarily be the same thing that's right for your 30s, because you're thinking with a 20-year-old mind, like, oh, he fine, girl. He ain't got no job, but he fine, And you marry him, and you guys have you don't have the same vision. You don't have the same. And this is why it's important for these conversations to take place. When we talk about vision, Black people ain't never had these conversations in the past. Come on.
Right.
He was just good looking and he had a job. And you were like, okay, let's do this. But now
a job, he had a car.
He had a car. He had a car, and he had some rims on the car.
I was one of them. I'm trying to tell you.
So now that we are having these conversations, and I would say even when it comes to men, oh yeah, but she slashed my tire, but she in love with me, and now you get a little like, damn, I want peace. She never was peaceful. She was never peaceful. She scratched the whole note on your front lid. She was never peaceful. Okay. So I think we both mature.
Not a whole note.
The whole letter.
Now you think you gonna do me like this and get away with it?
As we age, we figured like that was cool then because we were young-minded, but now they're older. And so if we can just get that information at a younger age and understand like your grown self is not going to want to tolerate that. And we have conversation, and that's where vetting comes into place, because your dad or your mom can say, that's cool, you like her now, but that's going to be issues. Like, is this the woman that you want to raise your kids? Is this, you got to ask these kind of questions. We don't even have questions about kids. Like, how do you want to raise your kids? Are we even compatible on that level? What is it going to be? What's the family dynamic going to be like? We are missing out on so many things as it relates to marriage. And I do think that hinders us when we get together. We never ask these questions, kind of like we go on dates. One person may be dating for a 10, the other one may be dating for sex. We never have the conversation. And that's what makes us divide in the end, because it was never had.
Okay, but remember, okay, Marcus.
I'm gonna say we should do a show where we do mock dates and go through the actual questions that people should be asking, so we can figure out what people don't do, so they can have a good.
And we can have the chat tell us, "Grown, that's a horrible question." Or
Yeah. I think that'd be
like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? You got kids? No. I mean, listen, I just want to know, do you prefer syrup or jelly? Breakfast on me, baby. What we talking about? So I want to know why it is that Enos, I want to know why you haven't dropped the album lately. No, I want to know why it is that you don't have like a 10-carat ring on your finger.
I chose wrong a few too many times.
Chose wrong. Good. That's what all the problem. That's an honest answer.
I got to take your word for it, but did you mess up at all outside of the choice? Like, I know the dude might have sucked.
I wasn't perfect. I had to learn, and I've taken the time to grow and be better and not make the same mistakes the second time. So I would choose better each time, but it still wasn't to the caliber that where I am now.
So we will be expecting a ring very soon.
Absolutely.
I don't know who needs to hear that, but I'm just saying.
I mean, let's just be honest. He probably Mexican.
Just in case he's petty or something.
What you mean, no?
He hears that.
He's not Mexican.
Why he can't be Mexican?
Did you just say her man is Mexican?
What's wrong with that?
What are all of
Nothing's wrong with it. It's just not for me.
Hold on. So y'all all want provider, ain't gonna cheat niggas. It don't get no better than Mexican. I'm just saying, like, what are we talking about?
I'm Muslim. I'm okay with polygamy. So
First of all,
yeah, there's that.
but that's not cheating.
So he gonna be Arab. Okay, cool.
That's not cheating.
I don't. Arabs are not the only Muslims out there. Like, they're really not.
Look at your Instagram real quick. Just look at your Instagram real quick.
This
you talking to me?
Yeah. Look
listen,
at your Instagram.
I want to see the Instagram too. Well, send it to me. Marcus, send it to me. Now. Now.
You know he doesn't respond to that.
Come on, Marky Mark.
All right, let me go ahead and just back on up.
I want to see Marcus.
Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? All right, in order. Pop this bottle.
Did you send it to me too,
Marky Mark? Look, she like let me in.
Podcast and you don't send something to me.
She said, "Cut her in or cut it out."
Mark, you wrong for that.
No, this is what I'm gonna say, because I think this panel, these kind of panels, where it's like my favorite panel, everybody knows this about me. You can Sherelle, ask anybody, Brittany B, they all tell you. My favorite panel is 6 women, 4 men. Right, I think that's the best nucleus for a 10-person panel. 6 women, 4 men. Right. But as much as I like this show, y'all know I be watching every Friday, and I love participating. This show is selfish.
Did you check Instagram?
Me?
Yeah.
Did I check it again?
Oh, you just checked it?
That was me going through the chest thing.
Oh, my fault. No, but I think this. Look, you got Shan, who I don't know what's going on, but she come on every week. Sometimes she try to be fine. Other times she try to look like all scrumpy, like she doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm tired. Shan has worked all week. Okay.
But she don't put herself out there on the market. You got Inez. She come on. She look and sound like she from another world, right? Like she's like from a world of, like, I don't know, wherever the hell that Meghan Markle girl was.
Listen, let me just tell you, I'm gonna start being like Inez and watching these little history channels.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. She like a whole. She like Inez reminds me of like when it's like one of them space movies and they go to another planet and it's like always the queen is in charge and it's Inez walking up. Hi, welcome. Welcome to Dash 35943. Please feast, eat, enjoy yourselves before I behead you. Right? but I'm just saying, she's very ethereal. She has this queen-like, you know what I'm saying, stature about herself. Then you have Miss Taken. She come on, she all cute when she's smiling and shit. But she married. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Miss Polly coming on. Right, Miss Polly coming in this motherfucker. She got 3 husbands and shit on some disrespectful ass shit. I'll file a lawsuit on her as soon as I figure out how to do it. It's like I hate to say it. I know they people always be telling me about Danica Marie. I used to watch her on Facebook a little bit back in the day, but I think that shit is a money grab. I don't really believe her. It's just like, you know, we need there is no real strong female-led panels where the conversation is mostly geared towards building healthier relationships. It's usually the conversation is about what's wrong, right? So, because Manosphere ain't doing it. Like, we really do need for the women to start having more panels where they talk about what's right and what we can do more. You know what I'm saying? Because I celebrate women on my channel. And I don't care how much slack I get for it. I do. I hold women accountable. I talk about my relationship openly, when it's good, when it's bad. So they know I'm not like a simp, but I love women. Women are amazing. And that's how it's supposed to be. The men are supposed to cherish the women. The women are supposed to cherish the men. And right now we got the women too busy doing this shit.
Because that's what gets them attention.
and all that shit. Like they don't allow the men to cherish them. Right. That attention shit is a drug for y'all. That's
It's a drug.
and that's what I'm saying. Those conversations, like gotta be had because it's some men out here that will love the lint from between your toes. I'm trying to tell you. It's some men out here that still like that. That's the reason why the word simp gets floated around so much, because these guys with the quote unquote manosphere red pill, I don't think they're wrong when they're talking about how things go, how men need to treat themselves, how we may need to conduct ourselves as it pertains to dealing with women. But at the same time, we cannot sling back and forth with each other with hate. That's not going to fix nothing. Right. So y'all just got to keep being amazing and keep having super dope conversations. And if you keep allowing me to be a part of them, I guarantee you the numbers will go up because I'm fly like that. You know what I'm saying? Your boy, babe. Look at her. Look at Shan. Look at Shan, Marcus. See what I'm saying? She ain't supporting you, boy. She don't want to see this black man get up to 79 views.
You right. You gave us 1 view. Tell your girl, tell your partner, thank you, honey.
Nas, come through, baby.
Support a man.
Come through, Nas. Show what time it is. My man Nas came through on the support podcast side of the game. My man Marcus be looking out for your boy. But no, I think no, but
we finna not.
I know, but I just want to say, just so you know, I agree with you about the over sexualization part as it pertains to it impeding the families, and then I think right now, like I said, the kids a lot, and then also the fact that everybody is looking at that avenue as a source of income right now. I'm not even gonna lie, I think that's problematic.
And we didn't even discuss, and we've done this on several channels before, and I'm not gonna get into it now. Just even in school, like the conversation. There are probably more young ladies who are not sexually active in the school, at least mine, that are. Okay. And we're talking about middle school. We're talking about high school. So when I say over sexualization, it's not even just the adults. It's the kids too.
Absolutely.
And so that's an issue.
Absolutely. I blame Enos.
School teacher arrested after caught having relentless rounds of car sex with her student.
Yes. Again, that's new.
I don't know.
How old was she?
Yay.
How old was she?
I don't know. She looked pretty young.
Am I a hypocrite for celebrating those?
Let me just tell you this. That's the reason why some teacher, you got to remember, some teachers are in the classroom at 21, and you have students as old as 19. You know?
Absolutely.
And so it's just.
Ooh, when I was in college, what's that class they make you take? It's not even a real class. They be teaching you how to be in college. I can't even remember the name of that damn class. But it's like some kind of studies class where they just teaching you how to be in college. And the girl who oversaw that class was 24. And
my cousin got pregnant by our teacher.
She was
She was in high school.
How old was he? Wait, how old was he?
26.
And how old was she?
18.
Oh, that's cool. That's all good.
And my matter of fact, my aunt, my great aunt, married her teacher, my uncle. But that was years ago. Like when I say she's in her 90s now. So it was looked at a little different than it's looked at nowadays. But yeah. But
so
it was in 13th grade. They call it 13th grade back in the day.
But Jan, am I hypocritical because I celebrate when I hear about the female teachers sleeping with their students? Like, am I being hypocritical?
Yeah, because that's usually the opposite. You know, men usually date younger but you're starting to see, a change in the but now it's illegal. It doesn't even matter if he's 19 and she's close in age. It's just illegal that he's still in school. Now, if he had graduated, but he's still in school and she, I don't know how old that person is, but that's still illegal. They made it illegal here in Georgia. It's by state. It's illegal here in Georgia. Did y'all know? Look, check this out. I saw a TikTok and I even Googled. Do you know that in a lot of states there is no marriage age, so you can legally marry
Absolutely.
a 12-year-old?
Absolutely.
I Googled that.
Absolutely.
Massachusetts, California, and it was like a 2 other ones. Like there's no age limit when it comes to marriage.
Absolutely. We talked about this several times on my channel because I'm always doing those shows. I love those shows because I love to catch people up for their
Crazy.
bullshit ass ideologies, right? But absolutely. That I mean, look, that's why to me, I say yes, I do have a limit. I think 12, 13, 14. I think that's too young. 15, you right on the cusp. 16,
That's
man.
No.
Listen, let me just tell you this. I work
No,
around.
I'm saying like I'm saying no. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
saying,
please clarify this.
right. What I'm saying is when if you're 12 years old and you having sex, I think that's too young. If you're 13, 14, I think that's too young.
Age.
Whoever, it don't matter. If you having sex, I think that's too young. 15, it might be okay for you. I think it's by the person. 16, man, get out how you live.
I don't think nobody under 18's like, because this the thing. The law is supposed to, honestly, if they really was to do it right, people wouldn't be able to mess with nobody under 25, under 25. Like,
based on that thing about the
when your brain develops, yeah. Because technically, if you're looking at it as adult, like having more function and being able to take advantage of a child, you don't fully develop as an adult till you around 25.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like some car places won't even let you rent a car until you're 25. And my thing is this: sex comes with consequences. If she's not old enough to handle the consequences of sex, she's too young. That's my same deal with anything. When people say, "Oh, my kid walked down the street to the grocery store," and I'm thinking, if your kid is not old enough to defend themselves, then they shouldn't be alone. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing, I put that same knowledge as it relates to sex. If you're not old enough to handle the consequences of it, then you're not old enough to engage in the deed.
For some reason, I just think it might be. We say men and women are different. I just think it's a little different for boys. I think it can impact them depending on how the relationship goes. Right? We're just talking about regular.
It's okay for the boy to be 15 having sex with an older woman.
Absolutely, not 15. I think 15. I'm gonna go 16 though. Yeah, absolutely.
All I know is I raised a 15-year-old, and I wish I would have. You know what I'm saying? 15, like and the reason is maybe you guys are detached from it, but I actually work around these kids, so I get to know them mentally, how they think.
Absolutely.
And it's like, what? You got an attraction to this thought process?
It would have to be. That's why I said it would have to be a healthy situation. It could be no situation where somebody was running game on them or something crazy like that. Like it would have to be something healthy. He's 16, the girl 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? They having a relationship, and guess what? He's a little bit more mature for his age. She can deal with it, and it is what it is. But
the thing is, how would you gauge that? So in order to not have that even run afoul, just set a number that's hopefully everybody above this age should be grown, so they're not getting taken advantage of. Because
you can't even
it's kind of like you gotta
legal in this that age. Like, come on, you can't.
Because by 18, you would expect people to be adults, right? And a lot of people aren't. But because I asked that earlier, but hopefully by 18, if you're gonna become an adult, you're an adult by that age, so you can make a good decision.
Well, legally in Georgia, 16 is consensual. Okay, so that person has the right. So if it was an average Joe, 16 is of consensual age, right? I don't know how that works when it goes to older people, but I do know, like when we're talking
17 in Chicago,
and there's a boy who's 17 and he was trying to date a freshman, we will say, no, you cannot do that, my brother. Y'all may be in the same school, but the law will not be on your side if that go down the wrong way. So 16 is the age of consensual now it changes per state, but in our state is 16 years of age. And even then, and I think that's more so of people who are around the same age limit. I don't know what'll happen if an older person. I don't know enough about it but yeah.
I'm sure they probably added that for that high school scenario, but I think they should have added that clarification that the child has to be either like if you 16 dating an 18-year-old, they need to be still in school, or you know what I'm saying?
That's not going to be
sure they Romeo and Juliet at that probably.
That's not going to be considered illegal because there are people who homeschool. There are people who go to get GEDs.
Keep the age or whatever it is.
Out of school.
Absolutely.
It's so many different variations variables that can take place in that situation that it's just, you know.
I mean, because technically I could drive a car at 13, but I didn't possess. I really should have probably been driving at 21, honestly, because I did a lot of reckless shit when I was driving the car.
Absolutely,
you don't right. You right. Like I remember, I had a student. I'm on top of here. Had this guy had his big. And I probably told y'all the story before. I had this big crush on this guy. And we were 13 years old, and fast forward, he ended up taking his mom taught him how to drive. He took his mom's car, and because he's reckless, he knew how to drive, but he decided to speed. And when you're speeding, you can lose control. As an adult, you know it's hard to navigate through that. But as a kid, for sure, you may not be able to. And
absolutely,
he had 3 little kids under the age of 4 in the backseat of his car. He had another kid who was at my school on the passenger side. Fortunately, all 3 kids got thrown from the car, but they survived. The passenger, who was also a friend of mine, got thrown from the car, messed his neck up. Like he moved like this, but he survived. And the only person who had his seatbelt on was the driver. And he ended up passing away because he hit a tree and they had to go get the crow things to get him out.
How old was he? You said
13.
That's messed up, man.
And I'll never forget that was the first death I had ever been like. Because you know when you're from Alabama, you don't hear about deaths like that, especially when it comes to kids. You know, our parents lived very long. Like I still have both of my grandparents. I knew my great grandparents. My great grandmother didn't even die until I was 35. So
that's cool as hell though.
We had a village and they lived very, very long lives. Even my great granddaddy lived a long life. But and so when you hear of a child dying, it was like, what? Like, and then something so reckless.
What y'all got in y'all blood?
No, I think it's the city. You know, when you live in a rural area, it's less stress on the body, less pollution.
Yeah.
There's so many things. And then when it comes to even raising kids, less stress because you have a village. Like I always tell people like, you was raised by your daddy? No, I wasn't raised by one man. I was raised by 4 men. I had both of my great grandparents, my granddaddy and my daddy. 4 men in my life. You know, it was a village for sure. And we all lived close proximity to each other. It was, you know.
And look at you now.
All the love man like my daddy, you know what I mean?